Fourth question, arithmetic progression, exercise 5.4, important one, optional questions, page number 71. We will start with that. Okay. The houses of a row are numbered continuously from 1 to 49. Okay. Show that there is a value of x such that sum of the numbers of houses preceding the house numbered x is equal to sum of the numbers of houses following it. Find the value of x. What is there to laugh? There, if you sit, you should sit quietly. Okay? And you are not disturbing others. Listen here now what he is trying to tell. The houses of row are numbered consequently from 1 to 49. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, it is going until 49. Okay. Show that there is a value of x. Some value of x is there such that the sum of the numbers of the house preceding the house numbered x. So somewhere here the x term is there. So leaving that, all you will add. Okay, leaving that, all you will add, that is Sx minus 1. Now, okay, Sx minus 1 is equal to sum of the numbers of houses following it. So, the Sx minus 1 will be equal to the sum of the numbers following that. So, you are leaving the x here. Leaving that, if you add all other numbers, it should be equal. Okay. So, what is that x? Again, I repeat, see here, 1 to 49 numbers are there. Okay. The house numbers are there. You will take one house number, maybe 20th or 15th only will take. Consider that is x. Leaving that 15th one, all 14 you will add. What is the total you will get? That will be equal to, leaving that 15, all rest you will add here. That should be equal. Okay, what is that x value he is asking? Okay, so what will be this? See, somewhere here, if you add all this, you will get something. But here you can't use Sn directly, correct? Because from in between you cannot add the numbers. We don't have the formula. But what this value will be equal? If I add everything, it is S49. If I add all the numbers, it is S49. In that, if I subtract this whole thing minus Sx, that will be equal to this everything added. Correct? So that should be equal to Sx minus 1. That is, Sx minus 1 is equal to S49 minus Sx. This is the given thing. Again, I repeat, see, I will 1 to 49, there are continuous numbers. Okay, close that. Okay, in that some number I will take it as x. Okay, in between somewhere I will take it as x. So leaving that x, rest everything if I add, it is x minus 1. Before that, think 15th one means S14. All I will add, that is S14. Okay, leaving that 15th one, I have to add all other remaining also. So these two should be equal. Then what is that x is asking? So here, this if I add from all these things, 15th one means from S16 I will be adding like that. But I don't have any formula for this to equate. So what I will do, this from here to here, what I am adding, that I can write it as S total S49 minus this Sx. That will be this thing, all if I add. So he is telling Sx minus 1 is equal to this whole thing, that is S49 minus Sx. Now I will put the values and we will try to calculate, simplify. Okay. So what is Sx minus 1? We have Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. In this AP, a is equal to 1, d is equal to 1. So, first Sx minus 1 will be equal to, instead of n, I can write it as x minus 1. So, Sx minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 by 2 into 2 into 1 plus x minus 1 into 1 into this. Okay. So, what will be this Sx minus 1? This is x minus 1 by 2 into 2 plus x minus 2. Correct, no? 2. So I will get Sx minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 by 2 into x. This is equation 1. Now this one, S49 minus Sx. So S49 minus Sx will be what? S49 will be 49 by 2 into 2a means a is 1, no? So 2 plus 49 minus 1 is 48 into 1. Okay, this is this. Minus of Sx is what? X by 2 into 2 plus a is 1 here, x minus 1 into 1. Okay. So yes, 49 minus Sx will be what? 49 by 2 into 50. This is 25. This minus of this thing, minus of Sx. I have to put. I will do in the new sheet. You write down this. Understood? No? This much. X minus 1 will be equal to x minus 1 into x by 2, and S49 minus Sx will be equal to 49 into 50 by 2 minus of Sx. So Sx minus 1 is equal to S49 plus Sx. S minus Sx, right? So Sx I can take it to the other side. Sx minus 1 plus Sx will be equal to S49. So what is x minus 1? X minus 1 into x by 2 plus. What is Sx here? It is equal to Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So Sx will be equal to x by 2 into 2 plus x minus 1 into 1. That Sx is equal to, I can write it as x by 2 into 2 plus x minus 1. So this will come to x minus 1, x plus 1 here. So Sx is equal to x by 2 into, x plus 1.
Why we divide it? Why did we divide it with x plus 1?
I didn't divide actually. Just simplified that we are getting x. So I wrote this. So 2 plus x minus 1. No, x plus 1. That I simplified. Okay. So instead of Sx, I can write it as x by 2 into x plus 1. Now this is equal to, what was S49? 49 into 50 by 2. I can take 2 common here and all 2's I can cancel. Correct? 1 by 2 I can take common on both sides. I can cancel that. Now what we will get? X into x square minus x plus x square plus x is equal to 49 into 50. So plus x minus x I can cancel. So I'll get 2x square is equal to 49 into 50, or x square is equal to 49 into 50 by 2. So x is equal to root of 49 into 25. So x will be equal to 7 into 5. X is equal to 35. So don't multiply and then again take the root. Directly you can take. Root of 49 is 7. Root of 25 is 5. So x is equal to 35. Okay. So x is equal to 35 is the answer. So if you take 35, x 34. So yes, 34 if you add everything. And after 35, whatever rest is there, if you add everything, that will be equal. Okay. These are very important problems. Sometimes what he will do, since it's very difficult, exactly what is there in the textbook, same question will come. So if you would have learned, it is very easy to do. A small terrace at a football ground comprises of 15 steps, each of which is 50 meters long and built of solid concrete. Each step has a rise of 1 by 4 meters and tread of 1 by 2 meters. Calculate the total volume of the concrete required to build the terrace. Okay. Like this, it keeps on increasing. So the length of the step for each one will be the same. So that it is equal to 50 meters. The length for each step is same, that is equal to 50 meters. Okay. And each step, the height it is also given the same, that is 1 by 4. Height of each step, or what we can, what he has raised that much, no, that is always the same is given. That is equal to 1 by 4. Each step has a rise of 1 by 4 meters. That is also same. So height or rise, what we can take, it is 1 by 4 meters. Okay. Then what he is asking is calculate the total volume of the concrete required to build the terrace. That is the question he is asking. See, what is the volume? This is a cuboid. Each step will come like this. Correct? Each step will come like this. So this each step is a cuboid. Huh? Each step is a cuboid. What we will get, that is volume of the cuboid. It is equal to L into B into H. Each one will have same length, that is 50 meters, and the rise for each is same, that is 1 by 4 meters. But from one step to the another step, what differs is that the total, if you take this as a width, maybe you can take that as a height, like that. So for each step, it increases, right? So how much it will increase? It will, each step has a rise of 1 by 4 meters and tread of 1 by 2 meters. So each tread, it will increase by 1 by 2 meters. Okay. So for the first step, so what is the volume you will get? Volume is equal to 50 into height is 1 by 4, and the breadth, if you take, it is 1 by 2. For the second step, it will be 50 into, that rise is same 1 by 4. Total this much, for the second step, it will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, it is 1 meters. Understood? How to tell? I'm just thinking. Step. See, it is like this thing. It is like this, no? So this length will be same. This rise of each step is same. But what happens from here to here? This will increase, right? For each step. See here. If I keep like this. Okay, if I keep like this length will be same for both. Each one, this rise for each step will be like this. But this total will be more for the second step. This is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. For the third step, it will be 3. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, like that. Didn't understand how to tell. Like that it will come. Understood? See, it is like this. This step one after the other, it will be there, no? So this length for each step will be same, that is 50. Rise of one step, everything, it is 1 by 4 only. But one side, each step will increase, no? This height will. For first step, it is like this. This is 1 by 2. For the second step, it becomes 1. Third, it will become 1.5, like that. Okay. What? 1 minute, I'll come. Okay. So second step, it will be 1. Third step, now volume will become 50 into 1 by 4 into 1.5 meters, like this. That is 3 by 2. Like this, it goes for the fourth step. Volume will be 50 into 1 by 4 into 2. It goes on like that. Total, there are 15 steps. So total volume, what is required? Concrete total volume, how much it is required is asked. That is the yes. So this is 15 steps are there. N is 15. Sn you should calculate. And AP will be like this. 50 into 1 by 4 into this is the first, second, third, like this it will come. Okay. So first one, it is 50 into 1 by 4 into 1 by 2. Second one, 50 into 1 by 4 into 1. Third one, it is like this, into 3 by 2. So 50 into by 4. You can take it separately. Half. 1 by 2, 1, 3 by 2, it least goes on like this. So D will be equal to half. A will be how much now? That is 25 by 4, I think. Now calculate the S. Okay. And try to remember these problems. It will feel very difficult, completely like that. So that same questions, even the value sometimes will not change. Very, very difficult questions. So it will be very easier to score there. Okay. Total volume, right? Okay. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So what and all is given? N is equal to 50. Okay. D is equal to 1 by 2 here. So, and A will be equal to 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 into 50. So, this is equal to 25 by 4. Okay. So, yes, 15 is equal to 15 by 2 into 2 into 25 by 4 plus 15 minus 1 into 1 by 2. Okay. So, how much you will get? Here 15 by 2 into, you will get 25 by 2 plus 14 by 2. 15 by 2 into 25 plus 14. 39. Right? You will get this much. Correct. You will get that. 40 is 20, no? So 19.5 here. 15 here. 14 is 7. 7.5. So yes, 15 is equal to 7.5 into 19.5. How much you will get? 700? 750. Correct. Yes. Wait, this is 50. A is there. So this is written now. This is done, right? 1 minute, wait. So first one was 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 into 50, right? So this is 50 by 8. That is 25 by 4 we took. This is A. Okay. 50 by 8. Second one will be if I take this is 1. How much you have? 15. So Sn is equal to 15 by 2 into 2 into 1 plus 15 minus 1 into D. If I take it as 1 into 50 by 8, will it come? Then there only you keep. Huh. So how much you will get here? 16 into 50 by 8. Call like this. Actually, it's connected. The down you can call. 25 by 4. We eat into 50. You get? Okay. D, I think it is 1. We'll just calculate afterwards. I'll just check it once. D, I think 1, I think. That I'll just check it and we'll check it again and I'll say. I'll just check it once. Okay. Human I will try. Only that last one I will check. I think it is D value you have to take on both the sides. I think. We'll just check it and I will check. Okay. So human eye we will start. And colorful world. So human eye and colorful word. Okay, we'll start. Last one. Again, I'll try tomorrow. I will try tomorrow. I think D. I have to take some dip on that. I will do that on both the sides. I have to take. Okay, we'll start with the human eye and colorful word. Okay. So in the human eye and colorful word, what are all topics we have? We have about the eyes. Don't talk. So in the human eye and colorful word, okay. So in this topic, so we will study about the eyes. That is the how the basic functions of the eye is there. Then we will study about the defects of the eyes, and how we can overcome that, or how we can correct that. All these. With that, we will try to study about the few things like phenomenon, like scattering of light. Then about the prism, we will try to study about the rainbow, how it is formed. All these we try to study in this chapter. Okay, in human eye and the colorful world. And colorful world. So what is all are there in the human eye? First, we will see the human eye parts. What and all is there? One is the cornea. Listen now. Human eye. What and all the why? So human eye. What and all we will have? One part what we learned is about the cornea we have. Then we have the iris, pupil, crystalline lens we have. All these we will try to, retina we have. Okay, all these we will try to study. The basic things we will try to study about the human eye. Okay, in this chapter. So actually camera has come by the eyes itself, like how the eyes works. Depending on that principle, the camera will work actually, correct? No? So human eye, it can focus on the long distance objects and also the nearby objects. Human eye can focus both on the long distance objects and the nearby object. So how it can focus? By changing its focal length. By changing its focal length, it can focus both on the nearby objects and far objects. Okay, so how far it can see, a normal eye can see unto infinity. How far a normal eye or a healthy person can see, that is until infinity. And how nearby then eye can see, that is 25 centimeter. So if any object is more nearer than 25 centimeter, what happens? It looks blurred. It is, we can say it is blur in nature. So it will be not so clear. Okay, so when a clear image is formed, when we can see clearly, the vision will be very clear when image is formed properly on the retina. When image is formed properly on the retina, so you can see the vision will be very clear. That is, you can see the objects very clearly. So, what is the retina? Retina is like a screen. Retina is like a screen, and the image formed on the retina, it is an real and inverted image. Okay, the image formed on the retina, it is a real image, inverted image, and a diminished image. Okay, and a diminished image. So that image will be passed on through the nerves. Through the nerves, that information, that information will be passed on. That is like electrical signals. It is passed on through the nerves, optical nerves. From there, it reaches the brain, and brain will interrupt that, and it will send the signal. Okay, that's how, and we can see it through the eyes. Okay, so retina is the one, it is like a screen where image is formed, and the image is real image, and it is an inverted image. Real, inverted, and diminished images formed. Okay, so in the eyes, what and all we have the main parts what we are studying, because there are many few things what we are studying, because if one eye specialist means he will be studying for the 4 years, so that is not the equivalent, but at least few basic things we try to learn in this chapter. Okay, so first one is the cornea. So cornea is what? It is the first membrane what we see. It's a spherical membrane. It's the first membrane through which light is passed through that, and it is transparent in nature, and actually it covers the iris. Pupil is beyond that. What we can say, iris and pupil is beyond that. Actually, this cornea will protect that iris and the pupil what we have. Okay, and it is transparent in nature, so light will pass through that membrane. Okay, again we see cornea means what? It is a transparent bulged one. It is a spherical membrane, so light can pass through this cornea, and it actually protects the iris and the pupil. Okay, so and most of the refraction of the light, here it is not reflection, it is refraction. Why it is refraction? Yes. Light is passing through that, and it is passing through different medium. Why? Because the densities will be different, little bit variation will be there. So there is a refraction of light here. So it is transparent in nature, so light will pass through this cornea. Then comes the iris. Iris, it is a diaphragm which actually controls the pupil. Pupil is a hole through which actually the light will pass through that. Pupil is a hole through which light passes. So iris is the one which controls the size of the pupil. So if light is more, then what happens? Size of the pupil will be less. Yeah, it will be small. So that amount of light that enters the eyes will be less. If the light is dim, then what happens? The size of the pupil will increase automatically, so that the amount of the light that enters the eyes will be more. So in the both the cases, it is a range in which light enters our eyes. Okay, so light enters our eyes. Okay, then we have the crystalline lens. So what type of lens we have, whether concave or convex? Convex lens. Crystalline lens, what we have inside our eyes, that is the convex lens. Okay, so it is a lens we have, that is a convex lens we have. Then that is controlled by the ciliary muscles. That is, it's, see, the lens focal length, it can increase or decrease. The focal length of the lens can increase or decrease. So that can be done using the ciliary muscles. That will help to control the focal length of the lens, because either it can increase its focal length or decrease its focal length. Why it is required to increase or decrease the focal length? So that we can see the distant objects and the nearby objects, correct? So that we can see the distant objects and the nearby objects. What Rohit explaining more about the. Okay. So it what we were doing, crystalline lens, right? So it is a convex lens. It is a convex lens whose focal length can be adjusted so that we can see the distant objects as well as the nearby objects. Okay. What is the power of the eye? Power of the eye, or how much it can focus? It is that is 4D. Diopter. When you consider in the diopter, it is 4D. It will come, it is around 4D. Correct. So that is the power of accommodation. That is how much it can vary the focal length so that it can change, so that it can focus both the long distance and the short distance. That is the power of accommodation of the eyes. That is equal to 4D. Yeah. You will get that as a 40. That is 25 centimeter only it will come by when you consider that focal length. Correct. Okay. So what are ciliary muscles? What it will do? It will try to modify the curvature. Correct. It will try to modify the curvature of the eye lens so that the focal length can be varied. When the ciliary muscles become weak, then that focusing power of accommodation will change. Okay, there this problems, myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, what and all we studied. That is also one reason. Whenever the ciliary muscles become weak, that usually happens after maybe the 50 or the old age. It can happen. Okay, that is about the ciliary muscles. And then about the retina, what and all we studied. Retina is like a screen where image is formed. It contains rods and the cones. It contains the cells, that is rods and the cones. Rods are the one which will identify the intensity of the light, which is sensitive to intensity of the light. Cones are the one which will detect the color. And what are the primary colors it can detect? What are the primary colors it can detect? Red, blue, and green. Red, blue, and the green. No, green. Red, blue, and green. Red, blue, and green. Okay. So, yeah, red, blue, and green. Okay. So, when you mix these colors with different intensities, what happens? We can get the different shades. Orange, yellow, what and all we can get from these colors only. The mixture of these colors, different quantity of these colors mixing, you will get actually the different colors. And earlier, do you know, like computers and all, CRT tube they have, or CRT tube TVs, you know, a bigger one it used to be there, like you, it is much bigger. Monitors used to get. There and also there was like CRT tubes monitors they used to be there. There also actually it used to produce the three colors only. This red, blue, green only they used to produce. By mixing of those colors, From that, they used to get the different shades on the screen. Okay, the same phenomenon. It was what we are using here only. They used to use in CRT tubes. This much big monitor, it used to be there, right? Those things. Okay, so it is about that. And some people will have color blindness and all, right? So these cones, if it is not all the three, if it is not able to identify, then there will be that color blindness and all. That is usually is the genetic thing. Very rarely it happens. But color blindness, they will be able to identify only the few colors. That is everything. It looks like only the maybe the if one shade of one color. It depends on that blue, green, and this blue, red, blue, green. All the three, if it is working properly, that is the phones can detect all the three. Then all colors they can able to detect. Think they can only like red and blue. Only two they are able to identify. Only the combination of that colors they can see. But if they can see only that cone can identify only the blue, then all the shades looks like blue only for them. Blue shades only it will look. That Facebook owner, I think, no, he has the color blindness. Okay.
Even my physics teacher teaches a color that you can only see the shades of gray.
Spectrum and all.
They can't see. It's all the shades only. Huh? It's different than that. Okay. So that's what he used to always wear only blue shades because he was able to identify only that. And most of the time that happens, that is a genetic thing. And it actually, you can't cure that, they say. You can't do, like, you cannot cure that, they say. Okay. Clear, right? Then we studied about the blind spot also. Blind spot means what? Nerves and the retina, they will connect at one point where at that point these rods and cones will not be there. So the image formed on that point cannot be collected or cannot be identified by the brain because that signals will not pass through because cones and the rods are sensitive for that light. So rods can identify the intensity of the light and the colors will be identified by the cones. So that at blind spot, what happens? That rods and the cones will be non-present. That cells will not be there at only one point. So what happens? The nerves cannot carry the information of the image formed at that point. So that's why we call that as a blind spot. Okay. Then we have the aqueous humor. What is that aqueous humor? Andrita, aqueous humor. Mohita, aqueous humor. What will be there? It's a fluid present between the cornea and the lens. Between the cornea and the lens, we have the fluid. We call it as the aqueous humor. What about the vitreous humor? It is the vitreous humor, that is a fluid present between the lens and the retina. In between that fluid will be there, no? That only we call it as a vitreous humor. And eyes has actually so many other parts also. Detailed things will be there, but we are not studying that. Only these things we are trying to study. Okay.
The studying of humor is
HUMOUR.
also means funnies.
Huh. Okay. So in the human eye, what and all we studied? First one is the cornea. Cornea is the bulged membrane. It is outer membrane. It actually protects the iris and the pupil. So and it is transparent in nature. So light will pass through that. As a glass is transparent, light will pass through it, right? Through the cornea also light will pass through that. Then comes the iris. What is iris? It's a diaphragm in which there is a hole which will actually control that pupil hole. What is pupil? It's a hole. So that is controlled by this iris. Then we have the lens. So and most of the refraction happens in the outer part of this cornea itself. Most of the refraction happens in the outer portion of the cornea. Here we will end the today's class. Do not forget to subscribe the channel. If the content of this channel is useful, please like the video and share with your friends. Thank you.